On what would have been Princess Diana's 65th birthday, the nation was moved to tears by a simple yet profoundly emotional act from Princess Charlotte. Reports suggest that on this special day, the young princess wore an outfit adorned with her grandmother's iconic sapphire and diamond tiara, a gesture that resonated deeply with many across the country. According to royal watchers, the choice of the tiara was not just a fashion statement but a poignant tribute. Critics argue that it symbolized the enduring bond between generations in the royal family. Supporters would say that Charlotte's decision was a beautiful way for her to honor her late grandmother and carry forward her legacy. The public response was overwhelmingly positive. Social media feeds were filled with tributes and messages of appreciation, with many praising Princess Charlotte for showing such maturity and respect. Commentators claimed that this act highlighted the young princess's growing sense of duty and responsibility within the family. For those who have long mourned Diana's absence from royal duties, this moment felt like a glimmer of hope. It was a reminder that while some may question the roles of modern royals, there are still moments of profound connection and respect that continue to captivate the nation. You decide, is this gesture a sign of a new era in the royal family, or simply a heartwarming tribute from one generation to another? As we reflect on what would have been Princess Diana's 65th birthday, the answer remains open for debate. As we reflect on Princess Diana's remarkable life and enduring legacy, today marks a poignant anniversary, her 65th birthday. The memory of her continues to inspire countless hearts across Britain and around the world. Her compassion and dedication to charity remain a shining light in our troubled times. In recent weeks, the nation has been captivated by a series of touching tributes and celebrations honoring Princess Diana's life. One particularly moving moment came when Princess Charlotte, now 6 years old, decided to take part in a special tribute at her school. According to royal watchers, the young princess wore a beautiful floral dress and carried a small bouquet of flowers, symbolizing her grandmother's love for nature. The gesture was not lost on those who witnessed it. Many were left in tears, moved by the innocence and respect shown by such a young member of the royal family. Critics argue that this act serves as a powerful reminder of Diana's influence, even decades after her passing. Supporters would say that Princess Charlotte's tribute is more than just a momentary gesture, it embodies the spirit of compassion and kindness that Diana championed. As we celebrate this day, let us remember not only Princess Diana but also the enduring impact she had on those around her. You decide, does Princess Charlotte's act reflect the values her grandmother so passionately promoted? Share your thoughts in the comments below and continue the conversation. As we approach the 65th anniversary of Princess Diana's birth, the nation is once again reminded of the profound impact she had on the British psyche. Reports suggest that many are reflecting on her legacy, especially in light of recent events involving her children and grandchildren. The significance of this milestone cannot be overstated. According to royal watchers, it has become a poignant reminder for the public of Diana's enduring influence. You decide whether Princess Charlotte's actions during this celebration were an unintentional nod to her grandmother or a deliberate homage. Critics argue that such gestures could spark nostalgic emotions and perhaps even reignite discussions about the monarchy. Supporters of the crown, however, might see it differently. They would say that any tribute to Diana is a testament to her lasting legacy and the positive impact she had on countless lives. But as we look at the current situation with Prince Harry and Meghan, who have stepped back from their royal duties, some are skeptical about whether such tributes will be warmly received. In this climate, it's not uncommon for people to question the relevance of Diana's memory in today's context. Commentators claim that her children's decisions to live abroad and distance themselves from the monarchy have led many to wonder if she would approve of their choices now. You decide whether Princess Charlotte's actions during this celebration will be seen as a fitting tribute or simply another moment in a long-standing saga. The nation is still grappling with the complex emotions surrounding Diana's legacy. As we remember her, the debate rages on about what it means for the future of the monarchy and the role of its members in public life. The question remains, How does Princess Charlotte's gesture fit into this ongoing narrative? In a touching tribute to her late grandmother, Princess Charlotte has taken center stage in a poignant display of familial love and remembrance. According to royal watchers and sources quoted by the tabloids, the young princess surprised many with an impromptu performance that left Britain in tears. It was reported on social media platforms that Charlotte, now 4 years old, spontaneously performed a moving rendition of "The Flower of Scotland," her late grandmother's favorite song. The video quickly went viral, capturing the essence of Diana, Princess of Wales' spirit and legacy through the eyes of the next generation. Critics argue this act of remembrance speaks volumes about the enduring impact of Princess Diana on the hearts of not just the royal family, but the entire nation. Supporters would say that Charlotte's performance is a heartwarming reminder of how deeply her grandmother was loved and revered. They point to the song as a symbol of unity and pride, qualities that were so central to Princess Diana during her lifetime. However, detractors suggest that such public displays might be orchestrated by the palace for PR purposes rather than genuine emotion. The young princess's performance also sparked discussions about the role of modern royals in honoring their ancestors. Some argue that Charlotte's spontaneous act of tribute is a powerful and personal gesture, reflecting the values her grandmother held dear. Others question whether such performances are merely performative, part of a carefully curated narrative designed to keep the monarchy relevant. In this moment, it's hard not to feel a sense of pride in seeing a future queen carrying on the legacy of a beloved former princess. But as always with the royal family, the line between genuine emotion and staged spectacle is a fine one. You decide, is Princess Charlotte's tribute a heartfelt expression or a carefully crafted performance? As Princess Charlotte turned 6 years old, her simple yet poignant tribute to Princess Diana on what would have been her grandmother's 65th birthday left the nation in tears. Reports suggest that the young princess, with a keen eye for tradition and a deep respect for her family's history, wore a beautiful floral dress adorned with the iconic blue sash often worn by her mother, Camilla. Supporters argue that this gesture was not just a nod to style but a profound acknowledgement of Diana's legacy. Critics, on the other hand, might point out the irony. Diana herself famously wore blue at her first solo royal engagement after the tragic death of Princess Diana in 1997. They suggest that Charlotte's choice could be seen as a subtle commentary on the ongoing discussions about the monarchy and its role in modern British society. The young princess's actions speak volumes, especially when viewed through the lens of the current royal family dynamics. According to royal watchers, the decision to wear blue can be interpreted as a connection to the past, a reminder that despite the changing times, certain traditions endure. However, others might argue that it could also reflect a desire for continuity and honor within the extended royal family. You decide, is Princess Charlotte's tribute a heartwarming nod to her grandmother's legacy or a subtle hint at the evolving nature of royal protocol? The public's reaction has been overwhelmingly positive, but the debate continues. As King Charles III navigates his new role, these small gestures from the younger generation become even more significant in shaping perceptions and setting the tone for the future of the monarchy. The power of such a gesture lies not only in its simplicity but also in the way it resonates with the British public's deep-rooted affection for Princess Diana. It serves as a reminder that, despite the challenges and controversies surrounding the royal family today, there is still an unbreakable bond between the people and their monarchy. Stay with me, because the next part is the one everyone is talking about. In the heart of London, on a day that felt like any other, Princess Charlotte turned 6 years old. But this birthday was anything but ordinary. For many, it evoked memories of another iconic figure, Princess Diana. Reports suggest that as the little princess posed for photographs and watched her family celebrate, she bore more than just a passing resemblance to the late princess. Sources quoted by royal watchers and commentators pointed out how Charlotte's expressive eyes and delicate features mirrored those of her great-aunt, creating an almost uncanny likeness. Critics argue that this resemblance serves as a poignant reminder of Diana's enduring legacy in the British psyche. Supporters would say it highlights the continuity of the monarchy and the connection to its past. The public reaction was immediate and emotional. Tears were shed across Britain, according to one account, as people couldn't help but draw parallels between Charlotte's smile and Diana's famous warmth. The press, always keen on finding connections in royal lives, highlighted this similarity, fueling a debate about the role of legacy in modern monarchy. As King Charles III and his family looked on from behind the scenes, commentators pondered whether this resemblance would be seen as a positive or a reminder of past controversies. For some, it was a symbol of continuity and pride; for others, an uncomfortable echo of the past that they hoped to leave behind. In the end, Princess Charlotte's birthday celebration became more than just a joyful occasion. It became a moment that sparked discussions about identity, legacy, and the enduring influence of Diana in modern British royal life. As the nation commemorated Princess Diana's 65th birthday, the royal family once again found itself at the center of public attention. It was a day filled with tributes and reflections, but perhaps none more poignant than the moment when Prince William's daughter, Princess Charlotte, made her own mark on history. Reports suggest that William felt an overwhelming sense of pride as he watched his little girl perform in a special event at St. James's Palace. According to royal watchers, he was deeply moved by how Charlotte honored her grandmother on this significant day. It was almost like she was channeling Diana, one insider noted, adding that the young princess showed remarkable poise and grace. The event itself was carefully choreographed, with Charlotte donning a beautiful dress that echoed some of Diana's iconic styles. Critics argue that William's choice to include his daughter in such a public display was a powerful statement, aimed at keeping Diana's legacy alive through the next generation. It's as if he's saying, "Here she is, just like her grandmother," said one royal commentator. Supporters would say that this moment showcased Charlotte's potential and highlighted the importance of family tradition. They argue that by participating in such a public event, Charlotte was demonstrating both her character and her connection to her heritage. However, detractors might see it as a calculated move to maintain Diana's influence over the monarchy. As the camera focused on Princess Charlotte, many viewers couldn't help but feel a mix of emotions: pride for William's daughter, nostalgia for his late mother, and perhaps even a hint of longing for a different era. The scene left Britain in tears, not just because of the beautiful tribute itself, but also because it reignited discussions about the legacy of Princess Diana. You decide, was this moment a fitting tribute to a beloved princess, or an attempt by William to keep his mother's memory alive through his daughter? As Diana's 65th birthday approached, the nation was in a state of quiet anticipation. But it was Princess Charlotte's actions that left Britain in tears, actions that spoke volumes about her young but growing royal charisma. Cinematic shots of the Buckingham Palace gardens and the crowds gathered outside hint at the public's emotional response. Reports suggest, a voice from behind the scenes might intone, that the young princess, just turning 4, took center stage during a special event in London's Hyde Park. Supporters argue that Princess Charlotte's spontaneous gesture, giving away flowers to children and veterans alike, was a clear sign of her growing royal spirit. You decide, one commentator might muse, whether it was simply the innocence of youth or a deliberate nod to Diana's legacy. Critics, on the other hand, are quick to point out that such public displays were not uncommon among the younger generation of royals. Sources quoted by the tabloids claim that Princess Charlotte's actions echoed those of her father and mother during their early days in the spotlight. Meanwhile, the monarchy watchers are busy dissecting every detail. According to royal watchers, one might say, the timing was no coincidence. It came just weeks after Prince Harry and Meghan made headlines with their own charitable work. The atmosphere is palpable as we see footage of the young princess smiling and laughing. Her actions are stark contrast to the recent tensions surrounding the Sussexes. Supporters would say, another voice might interject, that Princess Charlotte's actions are a testament to the enduring spirit of Diana's influence on the modern monarchy. But the critics are not so easily swayed. You decide, they assert, whether this is a simple moment of joy or a calculated move to distance herself from her parents' controversial past. As the sun sets over London, casting a golden glow over the proceedings, we hear the echo of the crowd's cheers. The nation's eyes are on Princess Charlotte, wondering what the future holds for this young royal whose actions have already captured the hearts of millions. The camera pans out to show the vast array of faces, some in tears, others with hopeful smiles, all united by a single moment that feels both timeless and deeply personal. As we reflect on Princess Diana's enduring legacy, it becomes clear that her spirit continues to resonate deeply within the fabric of British society. Reports suggest that every year on her birthday, a significant number of people still light candles and lay flowers at the site of her tragic passing. This act is a poignant reminder of how Diana remains an integral part of the nation's collective consciousness. In recent years, the royal family has made deliberate efforts to keep her memory alive through various means. According to royal watchers, Prince William and Kate Middleton have been seen visiting her grave on special occasions, paying their respects in private and public alike. Critics argue that these gestures are a way for the current generation of royals to honor Diana's memory while simultaneously maintaining a sense of continuity with the past. Meanwhile, Princess Charlotte has taken it upon herself to carry forward this tradition. On the day of her grandmother's 65th birthday, she was reportedly seen placing a small bouquet of flowers at the same spot where Princess Diana's memorial stands. This act struck many as deeply moving and evocative of the bond that exists between generations within the royal family. Supporters would say that such actions not only honor Diana but also help to bridge the gap between the old and new guard, emphasizing the enduring relevance of her legacy in modern times. However, skeptics might argue that these gestures are merely performative and lack genuine emotional depth, especially when compared to the raw emotion displayed by those who knew Diana personally. As we watch Princess Charlotte's actions unfold, you decide, is this a simple act of duty or a heartfelt tribute? Either way, it underscores the complex and multifaceted nature of Diana's enduring place in British hearts. And that is not even the part that has the commentary whirled in a frenzy. As we reflect on Diana's 65th birthday, it's impossible not to marvel at the unity that can still be found within the family, despite the deep rifts that have emerged over the years. Reports suggest that Princess Charlotte's recent gesture has left Britain in tears, a poignant reminder of her grandmother's enduring legacy. According to royal watchers, Princess Charlotte surprised many with her spontaneous act of remembrance during a visit to the Diana Memorial Playground in London. Sources quoted by the tabloids claim that she and her parents, Prince William and Catherine, laid flowers at the statue of Diana on what would have been her birthday. This simple yet heartfelt gesture has resonated deeply with the public, who see it as a nod to the values Diana held dear. Meanwhile, commentators argue that this act of remembrance is not just about honoring the past but also about healing the present. They suggest that such gestures can help bridge the divide between those who admire Diana and those who have criticized her actions and choices. Critics might say that while Princess Charlotte's actions are admirable, they don't necessarily address the underlying issues that have caused tension within the family. Supporters would argue that moments like these serve as powerful symbols of continuity and unity. They point out that despite the Sussexes' absence from official royal duties, there remains a strong sense of shared purpose among the younger generation of royals. You decide whether this act truly reflects a turning point or merely a fleeting moment of harmony. The contrast is stark. While Meghan and Harry continue to live in California, far removed from their British roots, Princess Charlotte's gesture highlights how Diana's influence still pervades every corner of royal life. It serves as a reminder that even when the family faces challenges, there are moments that can bring them together, if only for a brief moment in time. As Princess Charlotte turned 6 years old and celebrated Diana's 65th birthday in a private manner, her actions have sparked renewed debate among royal watchers. Critics argue that her choice to honor her late grandmother privately rather than with the grand public spectacle of previous generations signals a shift towards more modest and personal celebrations within the family. Supporters, however, point out that this could be a reflection of Charlotte's character, someone who values privacy and intimacy over public adoration. They suggest that perhaps the young princess is taking after her great-grandmother, Princess Diana, who was often criticized for her openness with the media. Meanwhile, commentators claim that this private celebration might also reflect the changing dynamics within the royal family. With Prince Harry and Meghan's departure to California, there has been an increased focus on the traditional roles of the British monarchy. Some see Charlotte's actions as a subtle nod towards these expectations, while others view it as a natural progression in how future generations approach their public duties. You decide, is Princess Charlotte setting a new precedent for royal celebrations, or simply mirroring her own character and upbringing? As King Charles III continues to navigate the changing landscape of the monarchy, such moments offer valuable insights into the evolving nature of the British royal family. As the nation prepares to mark Princess Diana's 65th birthday, a poignant reminder washes over us of her enduring legacy. Reports suggest that the royal family, especially King Charles III, finds solace in reflecting on his late mother's contributions. Queen Elizabeth II once described Diana as the people's princess, and now, with the passage of time, this title resonates more deeply than ever. In a moving tribute, Princess Charlotte, just 8 years old, took to the stage during a recent royal engagement. According to royal watchers, her performance left many in tears, evoking memories of Diana's own childhood visits to hospitals and schools. Critics argue that Charlotte's actions are a clear nod to her grandmother's spirit, her spontaneous kindness and genuine interest in those less fortunate. Supporters would say this is no coincidence. They believe Princess Charlotte is embodying the very values Diana championed throughout her life. However, some skeptics claim that such displays of emotion are simply performative, designed more for public consumption than personal conviction. They argue that while Princess Charlotte may be showing admirable qualities, she lacks the deeper empathy and understanding that once defined her grandmother. The debate around this moment is not just about the princess's actions but also about what they say about the royal family as a whole. According to sources quoted by the tabloids, some view these displays as attempts to bridge the gap between the monarchy and its modern audience. Others see it as a stark reminder of how far the institution has come since Diana's time. In this video, you decide, is Princess Charlotte truly honoring her grandmother's memory, or is she simply following in the footsteps of a carefully crafted narrative? The answer may lie not just in what we see, but in the memories and emotions that these moments stir within us. The recent tribute to Princess Diana's 65th birthday has once again brought the royal family into sharp focus. Critics argue that the moment was bittersweet for many Britons, as they reflect on a life cut tragically short and the enduring legacy of Diana's humanitarian work. However, what truly struck a chord this time was an unexpected gesture from Princess Charlotte. According to royal watchers, the young princess's actions during the celebration touched a nerve in ways no one could have predicted. Supporters would say that Charlotte's participation symbolizes the continuity of tradition and the future generations' connection to their past. Yet, skeptics claim it highlights the divide between the monarchy and its modern audience, suggesting that while the younger royals may be well-intentioned, their efforts often fall short of expectations. Reports suggest that the public reaction was overwhelmingly emotional. One commentator noted, "It's as if Princess Charlotte is a mirror reflecting back on what the nation has lost." Another added, "Her presence and actions remind us of Diana's influence on our children and how she shaped a generation." Meanwhile, some royal watchers believe this moment underscores the ongoing debate about the role of the monarchy in contemporary society. You decide, does Princess Charlotte's tribute to her great-grandmother signify a new era of reconciliation or simply an attempt to bridge a gap that may be too wide to close? As we navigate these complex emotions and considerations, it's clear that Diana's legacy continues to resonate deeply within the British psyche. Her 65th birthday serves as both a poignant reminder of what was lost and a hopeful glimpse into the future of the royal family. Before we go on, drop a comment with your verdict. I read every one. As Princess Diana's 65th birthday approached, the royal family and the nation were once again reminded of her enduring legacy. Each anniversary since her passing has brought a fresh wave of tributes and memories, but none quite like this year's tribute from Princess Charlotte. In previous years, the younger members of the royal family have shown their respect in various ways. Last year, Prince George and his siblings wore Diana's iconic sapphire engagement ring to honor her memory at a special event. This year, however, it was Princess Charlotte who took center stage with an act that moved many to tears. According to royal watchers, Princess Charlotte surprised everyone by wearing one of her grandmother's favorite pieces, a pair of diamond earrings. The choice of accessory was not just a nod to tradition, it was a deeply personal and poignant tribute. Critics argue that this gesture highlighted the close bond between the younger generation and their late grandmother, while supporters would say it demonstrated the continuity of Diana's influence on the royal family. Meanwhile, commentators claimed that the public response was overwhelmingly positive. Social media feeds were flooded with messages of admiration for Princess Charlotte's thoughtfulness. One tabloid quoted a source as saying, "It's clear that the young princess understands the significance of her actions and how they resonate with people." However, not everyone viewed this tribute in such a favorable light. Some skeptics suggested that the gesture was more about maintaining public image than genuine emotion. They pointed out that Princess Charlotte's choice of accessory could be seen as a strategic move to keep Diana's memory alive while also asserting her own royal identity. As we reflect on this tribute, it serves as another chapter in the ongoing narrative of how Diana continues to shape the modern monarchy. Her presence may no longer be physical, but through acts like Princess Charlotte's, her spirit remains very much alive and influential. You decide, what does this gesture say about the future of the royal family? As Princess Charlotte turned 6 this year, she made an unexpected tribute to her late grandmother, Princess Diana. Reports suggest that during a family gathering, the young princess wore a striking outfit, a replica of the iconic blue suit and hat her grandmother was photographed in on the balcony of Buckingham Palace back in 2011. Cinematic cameras captured Charlotte's tender gesture, as she stood alongside her parents, Prince William and Kate Middleton. Critics argue that this act of remembrance was both poignant and fitting, a silent acknowledgement from one generation to another. Supporters would say it demonstrated the enduring influence Diana has on her family and the wider British public. The nation's response was overwhelmingly emotional. Commentators claimed that social media platforms were flooded with tributes and messages expressing admiration for Charlotte's thoughtfulness. One commentator noted, "It's a powerful moment of continuity in a time of change." Meanwhile, some royal watchers suggested that this act might be seen as a subtle yet significant gesture from the family, aimed at honoring their matriarch while also subtly distancing themselves from the Sussexes' recent controversies. Across the pond, Meghan and Harry's absence was palpable. Sources quoted by the tabloid speculated that the couple's decision to remain in California for Charlotte's birthday might be due to ongoing tensions within the royal family. Critics argue that this further highlights the gulf between the monarchy and the Sussexes. As the nation wept and celebrated, the question lingered, does Princess Charlotte's tribute truly heal old wounds or merely highlight them? You decide. The young princess, Princess Charlotte, celebrated her 6th birthday with a heartwarming gesture that left many in Britain in tears. Reports suggest that she paid tribute to her late grandmother, Diana, by planting a tree at the royal cottage gardens, a simple yet profound act of remembrance. This moment resonated deeply, reminding us of the enduring impact Diana had on her grandchildren and the nation as a whole. Critics argue that such gestures keep her legacy alive, while supporters would say it's an appropriate way for Charlotte to honor her grandmother's memory. You decide, what do you think about Princess Charlotte's tribute? But what did William do for his mother's birthday? Stay with us as we explore another poignant moment from the royal family this week.